Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to Cherry Magic.
Boys love Cherry Magic.
The penultimate episode.
Yes, of
11.
the original series. How's everybody doing? How are you doing? Are you getting through this show with us?
Today's malady.
Oh.
Today's malady is the knee. A little tendinitis above the knee. I think it's tendinitis.
Okay.
I'm self-diagnosing, even though I've already been to a podiatrist.
Podiatrist doesn't work on the knee.
But the thing is, like, I didn't do anything extraneous yesterday. I literally just woke up in the middle of the night and was like, ooh. Race.
You're currently in a musical.
Yeah.
So it is funny to be like, I didn't do anything yesterday. So you are in a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Anyway, how about you?
No maladies here. No maladies to report. RJ, we watched episode 11 last night. Okay.
That's not all we watch, girl.
Well, RJ, this is your classic episode before last.
Will they, won't they, right at the end?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
The final hurdle.
Was it too good to be true?
Right. And this show, because they've already gotten together, has to do it a little differently. Mm-hmm. The episode starts out and Adachi is flashing back to when he
Their showdown in the bridge.
Yes, when he nearly let loose.
As you can
Let loose! I said let loose! He's at like lunch with Suge.
He's at
trying
another
to give him his
cafe.
advice.
Yes.
This is a different cafe.
Yes.
This is a cafe with a window.
Finally, yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a diner. This gives me
Yeah,
diner
it
energy.
does give diner.
Yeah. They're eating like a meatloaf sandwich.
They're having their 2x2x2.
What is that?
2 eggs, 2 toast, and then 2 protein.
2 sausage links.
Yeah, either 2
strips
sausage
of
links,
bacon.
2 bacon,
Yeah.
2 patties.
They're having a moons over my hammy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They're at a Denny's.
They're at a Denny's.
And Suge is like, here's the deal. First of all, he tells the story about a bicycle. And Minato had been like, we should like start bike riding together. So he buys 2 bikes for them. Uh-huh. He bought 2 bikes for them. And Minato was like, girl, I wanted like a BMX bike. I
couldn't tell if he was like, I wanted like something cooler. Or if he was just like, I wanted like motorized bikes. I don't know. I don't know.
No, I think he wanted like a cool
like a
bike.
scooter.
No.
What do you mean a cool bike? All bikes are the same.
No.
They all look the same, girl.
No, girl.
They're all
a
just
BMX bike.
Like a motocross bike?
No. Those are motorized. Those are motorcycles. Okay. Trip a Little Light Fantastic.
Uh-huh.
When they're all on the bikes.
Those are just regular bikes.
They're not regular bikes.
They're not?
They're like trick bikes.
Oh.
They're like extreme 90s bikes. They're like lower so you can do tricks on them. They like their brakes are the back pedals. You don't like, they're not handlebar brakes.
Take your damn phone back.
You're just talking about it like I just made up a bike. It's frustrating.
It doesn't look different from a regular bike. It's got 2 wheels.
Does.
It's got handlebars.
Okay, sure. Then a motorcycle is also a bike. Great, got it. RJ's brain is located in his knee. This is a fun fact about RJ. So they talk about this bike. So Minato is like, I wanted a cooler bike. And he kind of like laughs at...
Yeah, he's like, oh, you really are an airhead.
That has to be the weirdest translation. When was the last time have you ever earnestly used the word airhead?
Airhead?
No, because I was not of age in the 90s, which I think is like probably the last time it was...
I would say like dummy.
Yeah, I say ding dong a lot.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
He like, I guess, stormed off or like was so angry at that because he thought he was
like embarrassed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then...
But girl, that's on you for wanting to date like a 19-year-old.
Yeah, girl.
At the big old age of 30.
Yeah. So even now that she's like, well, then so what happened since you've apologized? And Suge's like,
I don't know how.
Yeah. He's never apologized.
He's
in his
never
life
apologized before in his life. Does that surprise you about the character that we have seen thus far on the show? Not at all, because he's who? Owl. Actually, really, Adachi said, he was like, I'm going to give you advice about your gift. And Adachi guesses that his advice is going to be, like, don't squander your gift, basically. And his advice is actually, don't rely. Stop relying on that wizardry. So Adachi leaves. Adachi's at work the next day, and he's like, I'm going to make the conscious decision that I'm done touching people. It's it. I'm not touching anybody anymore because I can't hear them. Now, Adachi, the problem is that in order to lose this gift, you have to touch someone in a very intimate way.
Intimate.
Yeah.
Touch someone in an intimate way.
Intimate. Kurosawa gets...
I'll blur that out. Like that? Touch like that?
Let's bow our heads in prayer. So he runs into Kurosawa at work, who immediately gives him a hug. So
there you go. We're off to the races.
But Kurosawa reveals that Adachi has been selected.
Adachi is a finalist. He survived the first elimination.
He's going to the live finale.
He's going to Hollywood. That's when Rokaku is like, well, good luck, because Miss Directress of the planning committee.
Her name is Director Terashima.
Pfft. Once she says, I've seen enough, you're done. You're chopped.
Yeah.
Get off the ballroom.
Yeah.
So he's like fully freaking out. And Kurosawa has fully become like, well, our training begins tonight.
Yeah, we literally move into a sports movie.
A Rocky situation.
It's Rudy.
Yeah.
It's every sports movie ever.
What's your favorite sports movie? Is it Rudy?
It is Rudy.
Are there any gay sports movies? Should that be
the next frontier?
Should we reclaim sports by turning it into a gay film?
Is that not what Bottoms is? I haven't seen Bottoms. Is that what Bottoms is?
It's lesbians.
Ah, congrats.
My favorite sports movie is A League of Their Own. Are you kidding me?
Lesbians.
Madonna's only good role. Hate to say it.
They're going to come cook you in the comments.
The Madonna stands?
Yeah, they're obviously watching our Cherry Magic recaps. The Venn diagram is a perfect circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the day of the presentation.
It's the day of the presentation. Kurosawa makes him a little lunch, a little bento.
So cute.
Bento. Hindi basta dito.
He packs him a little lunch. Now, I love a little Japanese, the way the bento with the scarf.
Yes.
You got to have the scarf. The scarf is part of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And you throw the chopsticks in. It's great.
He writes a little letter in the seaweed.
With the seaweed. He is basically like, fighting. You'll do great. Adachi runs into Director Terashima, in the elevator. This is after he has been like, I am not going to listen to people anymore. I'm going to live this life.
And in the entire training hasn't been listening to anyone's thoughts, really just focusing on like, I am going to come in.
Yeah. I'm going to
wow them.
Yeah. Runs into the elevator. Of course.
It's a busy elevator.
If you know you're going to get in the elevator with her, which he does, I would have just and your whole thing is I can't touch her.
I'll be like,
and you know how busy this elevator is at your workplace,
yes,
Adachi. You're there every day. I'll take the next one. He overhears. He is standing right behind her. He's up against her.
If this was a musical, she would have a patter song right here where she would just be like, boring.
Bette Midler as Director Terashima. 100%.
Honestly.
Casts itself.
Yeah.
You know who's half Asian?
Who?
Your nemesis.
Oh, don't say Miss Darren.
Darren Chris, honey. Half Filipina. Yeah.
Yes. I would love Rokaku to be Bowen.
Oh my God, amazing.
Fun bit.
Amazing.
Fun character.
I don't know who's Adachi.
I don't know who.
Maybe someone in this room could be Adachi on Broadway. Friedrich. Here's her thoughts. She is like, we were trying to do a little like game for everybody, just to get everybody excited about working for this stationery company. And these are all flop ideas. I don't know what she was expecting.
But it's so fun because she's just like, so boring. Everyone just cares about how the stationery looks, but no one cares about how people feel about stationery.
She says nobody cares about the functionality or the feeling of the person using it.
Yeah.
Look at the paper that I'm using. Zoom in on this paper, RJ. This is cute. That's half of the things you can buy in Japan are like
cute stationery.
Cute
Aesthetics.
things.
Yeah.
Period. Of anything. So it's very funny to be like, it's all just cute. It's all just appearance based. This has nothing to do with like, how does the paper make you feel? Girl, it makes me feel like I'm writing something down. What are you talking about? Okay. He sits with his bento at lunch. Blah, blah, blah. Goes to the presentation. He walks in.
Already nervous, already feeling guilty because he heard her.
Clearly nervous. Okay, this is not, if you are taking notes on this show and you were saying, oh, this is how I'm going to go into my next interview, I would say change this energy.
Yeah.
Because this is like off the bat, I was uncomfortable watching him.
I know.
Purposefully. He starts to speak and she's like, this is really basic.
What makes it different? What makes it special?
I'm done. I'm through.
Yeah.
Enough. Next. And he's like, but, and she's like, you can go. I have things to do. We have 100 chorus girls lined up in the hallway for this audition, honey. Let's go. And he's like, he uses
her words directly to her.
He says, everybody is obsessed with the appearance of stationery. No one is concerned with the functionality or the feeling or how it makes people feel. And she's like,
go on.
I'm listening. Then we don't see the rest of it.
We don't see the presentation.
Right.
Now, his idea is about that. So, like, if he came in with a different energy, I don't know, like, if he just came in confident, I'm not saying that it would completely solve it, because obviously she was, like, on paper, it was, like, too bland and boring anyway already. So
it really was just his graphic design skills that were lacking.
Yeah, PowerPoint, girl.
You need a Prezi.
You need a Prezi. You need
a Zoom. Kurosawa comes up to him in the hallway and is like, how did it go? And then at that moment,
he's just like downplaying it.
Yeah. At that moment, the director walks by and she was like, you didn't get picked. But I liked the idea. Yeah. And then like walks away.
You didn't get picked, but I like how you're thinking about it.
Yes.
Like I like the way you think about stationery. And then walks away.
We
didn't even discuss the little...
Oh, her little flip. Her little Brie Vandekamp. And then Kurosawa was like, she
my God, she never says
compliments anybody. That's crazy.
Girl.
Now, here's what I want to step back out of the narrative. There are times where when you're writing something and your main character does something ethically bad, they are supposed to... traditionally... they like are served the hand that they're dealt. Okay. So he knows that he used this knowledge that he should not have gotten. It was not his fault that he got it. So that's fine. But he did use it for his own advantage. It's the classic charmed, like you can't use
personal gain.
Thank you. But he used it for personal gain. So he can't, in the terms of narrative structure, he can't have them choose his thing.
Yes.
Because he can't be rewarded for doing it the wrong way.
Yes.
Quote unquote. But at the same time, it's nice that they give it like but you were thinking about it the right way. Because inherently what his product was, even if he had never heard her idea, it was what she was wanting.
Yes. Yeah.
Or like, because the purpose of his stationery or his idea was clips where you can help give compliments or like if you are uncomfortable, express express teamwork, basically. And so in that, the product itself is what she wanted. But he unfortunately used her words in order to like kind of advantage himself. But he already got to the presentation point in general. So that alone
the
means
idea alone already made it past
the first round.
Yeah.
So I like this like nuanced kind of like
morality of it.
Yes, I think that's cool. They go to dinner. Kurosawa was like, come over, I'll make dinner.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting because he carries this all the way to this dinner, even though he didn't make it. You know what I mean? Like he didn't make the next round.
Correct.
But he's still so weighing heavily that even...
He doesn't even know at this point if he deserves that compliment, honestly.
Which I think still truly at this point...
I think if he had just been told like, no, and she didn't say like anything, if they just found out later, then he would have been like more okay.
But because of the compliment, and then
she never gives them.
And then Kurosawa being like, wow, it deepens the quote unquote lie that like he is as great as he is being treated by Kurosawa.
Yes.
When he doesn't believe that about himself.
Correct.
Because he thinks it's just because of my power.
Yes.
Is why he thinks this way. And then ultimately bubbles up into this. Like he is fully just stewing over this gorgeous roast chicken dinner that he's about to have.
This is like a 6-course meal.
He was out of
Kurosawa, when did you have time to do
this day? He was like, I have to go for business.
His business was just to make this dinner at home all day.
Maybe he lied.
I didn't even Maybe he's a liar.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Flug. They're having this dinner, but he is like Adachi's not even there.
Sour puss.
Yeah. I feel like I never do this. So I couldn't really relate to how he was feeling.
Okay, girl. But I am from a very Midwestern house.
Oh my God.
Where you just shut up and just like perform for the family that's visiting. Or not even visiting. Just be like, oh, things were great. And then you go to bed later.
Because it's funny because like the time
when we were like dating. Dating and like engaged.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, RJ's not
talking. Is he okay?
Yes. And I had to be like, yeah, he's what you would call a normal person.
Where you don't have to
life is not a constant performance of like, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Your family with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Everyone just does their thing.
Y'all just eat very loudly. Yeah.
And
if you are a person who hates the sound of people like chewing,
don't stay away from my family. From me.
It's a chop.
It's a chop. And the thing we do is like when we're eating, we're already talking about where do we want to go for dinner or the next meal.
You do this all the time. We will be at lunch and RJ will be like, what are we doing for dinner? And I'm like, I have a hamburger in my mouth right now. What are you even talking about going to dinner? This is why I am a girl dinner believer, though.
You are full girdle dinner.
I am a girl dinner for sure. First of all, I am a girl dinner. When you're not in town, I will just walk over here and be like, I found a box of Triscuits. Adam
will eat Wheat Thins and peanut butter. That's it.
Wheat Thins, peanut butter. I will just be like, oh, look, there's some carrot sticks and cottage cheese. Great. And girl dinner, let me be clear. Most of you know, but girl dinner, you should not be turning on heat.
No.
There is no heat going on.
No cooking involved.
Microwaving only if it's like leftovers. But even then, I wouldn't even really consider that a girl dinner.
No.
Because it's leftovers.
Yeah.
Their feet are connected under the table. Their feet are next to each other. So he hears Kurosawa being like, God, Adachi, I wonder how to like make the mood better because it's clear he's in a bad mood and blah, blah, blah. Probably Kurosawa thinks he's sad because he wasn't picked.
He wasn't picked. And Adachi is fully like, in his mind, like, there's nothing he could do to make me feel better right now.
Mm-hmm. And so in listening to him, he responds to one of the things that Kurosawa says.
Yes.
Out loud.
Out loud.
And Kurosawa's like, did I speak out loud again? And Adachi's like, no. Which immediately diverts into, he says.
He's fully like, in his mind, he has decided, like, truly this power is like causing all of this.
Yes.
He says, I'm not good at this stuff, but will you teach me?
Will you teach me? That's what it is. I'm not good at this stuff. Will you teach me? So
And
Kurosawa
knew exactly what he was talking about.
Honey.
Kurosawa says,
oh my
he
God.
gets up, he goes over to him, and Adachi is listening to his thoughts, and he's like, this is so unlike Adachi.
He looks so cute.
He looks so cute, but this is so
This is very unlike him.
unlike him and out of character. So
He comes in for a kiss. Adachi freaks out and pushes him away. Because the real thing is that, we'll find this out in a second. So he pushes off him. Kurosawa falls on the floor and is like, okay.
Adachi apologizes.
Immediately apologizes, like, I'm so sorry.
And then
Reveals that his big fear overall, this is really well written, by the way. His big fear overall is that if he loses this power, which he reveals to Kurosawa, he has this gift. If he loses this gift, that he won't be enough for Kurosawa anymore, because that has been what has been helping him this whole time.
Yes.
And Kurosawa is already like, I believe you.
Yes, because he's like, I've never seen you be this serious and like
Yes.
truly upset
Vulnerable,
about anything.
yeah. And he says, I don't want to see you hurt.
Yeah.
So do you think you and I should just call it quits? And then Adachi nods his head and walks out. And that is the end of the episode. This scene is so good. People should study this scene. They're both acting their fucking faces off in this scene. I was like crying watching this scene. It's so well performed.
From an acting perspective, yes. From like a story perspective of like two people having to go through this and making this decision, I need you girlies to know that you also can make the decision that Kurosawa makes.
Ooh.
Okay?
Oh.
You can be like, I actually think that by doing this could make the person that I truly care about hurt more. So I think we should just end it. And I mean, like, so mature. Do you know
It's a
what I
very
mean?
mature scene.
Especially knowing how much Kurosawa truly like loves.
Do you know what
Adachi.
this scene feels like? Do you remember? It's in a very different way. But do you remember the scene in La La Land where they're having the dinner?
Yes.
And the stakes keep raising.
It just keeps building and building.
That is what the scene feels like. Where you like start with like, oh, he's hearing his thoughts, and you know that's bad, and then like everything just keeps piling on top of each other.
Like
but it all feels very. It doesn't. Everything feels very organic the way it happens. Nothing's really forced in this scene, which is really cool. But also, they're not angry at each other. And there's like there's this melancholy to the whole scene of like, they just want to like make things work, and it's just not working.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good. The scene is so well written. It is so well structured, this scene.
Mm-hmm. And even the episode like fully builds into just like Adachi's thoughts about himself just get worse and worse.
Yes.
Because at the end he is fully just like, I'm trash.
He's basically like, the only thing I have going for me is this gift. So on the one hand, I don't want to only be this, but I'm also stuck with this, and if I lose it, I go back to being boring old me. And that is the thing that really scares Adachi. And it's such... This is what I'm saying. There are many, many BLs, right?
Yeah.
Many. And not all of them actually go through the thought process of like, how would this person feel with this set of circumstances?
Yeah.
Some do, but like most don't. Most are truly just like purely two characters meet, fall in love, fine. And that's fine. Like, you don't have to have... Every piece of media doesn't have to be the most thoughtful, layered, complex, whatever. Because I'm a firm believer in, like, there should be stuff that you're able to like throw on while you're doing chores. And those are just as valid as like thought-provoking pieces as well.
Yeah.
But like this is so good to start a show which is so goofy.
And like
but then fully
it
be
around.
like every episode it's fully like, okay, but what if this was real?
Yeah.
Like how would this happen?
Yeah.
And so you have to go through all the way to this point where it's like you would start to feel like the only redeeming quality about yourself is this thing that you were like burdened with at first.
Yeah.
And now is your lifeline to like connecting with other people. And if you lose that, you are going to lose your community around you.
Yeah.
And that's it makes so much sense why Adachi makes this decision.
And it's
Spoiler alert, they get together in the end.
It's just crazy because we left Eighth Sense to be like, let's do something like nice and light and
yeah.
fluffy.
Yeah.
And like rewatching it just reaffirmed that like, I don't know. It is not a drama. It's not like hitting you over the head with it, you know? But
it's not a full sitcom either. Like
it's still so poignant. Like it's still using what it's drawn you with to kind of like show you that, I don't know, it could still kind of show you a message.
Yeah. And they perform so incredibly well.
Because they believe, like you can tell they believe what these characters are fighting for.
The way Adachi cries in the scene.
I know.
Where he's like, you can see the tears in his eyes. It's so
like he is sad. Like he is so sad for himself and kind of like for Kurosawa because it's like everything you've believed about me has been a lie. It's because I've been using something to.
I've had like a cheat code for life. Yeah. I had the Rosebud Sims cheat code for extra money. Yeah.
Simoleons. Sabawaba. I think he's my MVP.
Okay, so this is the first time I'm going to go not performer. But the problem is like it's very hard
for TV shows
to find information that I'm specifically looking for. Let me Google. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to say this and then you can leave it in comments if you can find it. My MVP is going to the scoring of the episode. Specifically two pieces that have played before in other times, but I think have been used most effectively in these two scenes. There's the music during the training montage, which has like a little bit of like like you're getting ready for battle, which is like fun. But the piano scoring that plays during the dinner scene is so beautifully sad and like sweet but somber. It like only added to the effectiveness of that scene. So that is who my MVP is going to, because I was like, wow, it's so perfect for this moment.
Wow. One more episode.
And
then we find out. We'll find out if they
will they get together. Who knows? They're done. As far as we know right now in this moment.
It's over, babes.
It's over. Divorce, babes. Divorce.
Kurosawa Adachi divorce era.
I can't go through this.
Great.
Bye.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.